You're watching the Sports and Political channel of LB. If you're not subscribing to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. All right, all right. I am back from a 2 week hiatus, and it is not because I wanted to be gone. I was forced to be gone. I was forced to be gone, but I'm back. Did you miss me? Huh? Did you miss me? Did you miss me already? Huh? Now, one thing I got to cover real quick, right? Subscribe to this channel right here. This is my backup YouTube channel. If anything happens to this channel right here, I need y'all to sub to this channel. This is my backup channel, right? That way you don't miss any of my content whenever I go live, right? Shout out to Arquise Ross for his donation in the Cash App, saying that he wondered what happened. Yeah, YouTube banned me. That's what happened. YouTube banned me for 2 weeks. That's what happened. But this is the way to go if my channel gets attacked again. This is where you subscribe to right here. Burning Hot Topics. What's up? All y'all in the building. Appreciate y'all on this Friday afternoon. Make sure you hit that like button. You don't have to share this video, but yeah, y'all don't gotta share this video and all that, right? But what's up, bro?
What's up, man? Glad to see you made it out of your jail cell, man. You know, your voice still locked up. It was good to see you go home, man. But, salute you, brother.
Yeah, man. It's good to be out the penalty box.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. You can smell that fresh air. I'm too busy smelling mothballs and seeing rats go on the floor. So,
Yeah, man. Oh, hey, I got some so I got some things I need to get off my chest, you know what I'm saying? Good that you came on, Eric, you know what I'm saying? Cuz I want you to get your thoughts on this too, right? Since I've been going 2 weeks, three things that really stood out, right? Actually, just like there was quite a few things that stood out, right? So the first thing we're going to talk about is Stephen A. Smith hating on YouTube content creators and all that, right? Now, he had a lot to say on his No Mercy podcast, but being the consummate hypocrite that he is, he's sitting up there talking trash about YouTube content creators, and yet he got a YouTube channel. Cause see, we don't have sponsors like FanDuel and all these other corporate sponsors backing up our channels and all that. We got the will and the support of the people, right? And if it wasn't for you guys liking and sharing and subscribe to my channel and all that, I'm just be another dude on YouTube. So I don't have the luxury of going through corporations and getting sponsors. I got to get mine out the mud. And see, when people are willing to listen to us as opposed to Stephen A. Smith, he got a problem with that. He don't like that. He don't like that. So he got to come down to these YouTube streets. You got the corporate media basically in cahoots with YouTube, suppressing our views, suppressing our channels through shadow bans, strikes, and all that. And that's what we gotta struggle through. Meanwhile, their content gets pushed out and all that. Cause see, back when I was a kid, right, they set narratives and all that, and we couldn't counteract it. Now we get to counteract them counterfeit narratives they be putting out here on these YouTube, on these streets and all that, right? Now, what's your thoughts on that, Eric? What's your deal with Stephen A. Smith running his mouth like he always do?
well, it don't surprise me that him and his hairline has just been causing mischief while you was locked up in YouTube prison. And with me being currently locked up in YouTube prison, it doesn't surprise me that a gimp face snapping through fish fried food like Stephen A. Smith to be out here talking crap. But it just goes to show you that these Negroes will talk all that crap, but they will do everything within their power to try to get $1 out of 15 cents. If that means that Buck Dancer making a YouTube channel and trying to take up all the views and all the subscribers from people, most of them be bots, because these Negroes do pay for their views. With me and you, we just have to do to get it out the mud. So it doesn't surprise me that a failed basketball player such as Stephen A. Smith will be out here tap dancing and just talking about YouTubers who have more subscribers than him, who actually saying something and who actually not buck dancing for the white supremacy.
Yeah, because we don't get up every day asking ourselves, "Oh, how can I make my bosses some money? How can I get some of that?" We don't wake up in the morning thinking that. And you see this right here, talking about Stephen A. having a basketball camp this summer. I'm not taking no basketball acumen from that clown.
I'm a better basketball player than Stephen A. Smith, and I don't even play basketball like that. You know me, I'm more of a football person. I cross Stephen A. Smith up right now.
Hey, I saw him shoot some basketball when he was out there with James Harden. That dude, for one, he can't shoot. You know what? I gotta be careful what I say. You know what I'm saying? I'm already on strike 2. You know what I'm saying? I can't get strike 3. So I gotta tread carefully. But you already know where I'm going at with that. You already know where I'm going at with that, right?
And
then I could dunk a chicken nugget in barbecue sauce better than he can dunk a basketball in the goddamn on the court. But anyway, so that's that Bama, right? I can't believe it. What's up, Mark Wonderlick? A1, Day Love, your Suit Knight, Octavius TX Made, A1 Hoop Zone, my man right there, Alex Aaron, right? Appreciate y'all, T Sweezy up in here. Appreciate y'all for being up in here, man. Straight up, man. I love this, man. All right, Dan. Now, let's move on to MSC Brown, right? Now, oh, by the way, y'all donate to my Cash App and PayPal, man. I've been going for 2 weeks, man. You know what I'm saying? Put a little bit in there. Put a little bit of money in my Cash App, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not asking for much, right? But support your boy. Anyway, let's get back on this, man. Amos Brown, right? Now, before I got banned from YouTube, I went in on that, Preacher Man Hustle, because he aligned with Sister Girl Hustle out in Africa. And meanwhile, there's a reparations hearing going on in San Francisco. But MSC Brown, I got better things to do. I gotta align myself with the vice president now. We gotta go out there and Ghana, do my little thing over there. Right? Now, what's your thoughts on that? There's a reparations hearing in San Francisco, and Amos Brown, who's supposed to be the leader of this reparations thing, he got better things to do than to mooch it up with camel toe, oh, camel toe.
It doesn't surprise me that I hear you. It doesn't surprise me that an old Negro like that would be going to Tapa Slide all the way to the motherland. Because it goes to show you that dudes from these old eras, especially for the civil rights era, these baby boomers who back in the day getting their ass whooped, getting dog sick on them, they still got dog marks on them from, the time they were getting their ass whooped back in the 60s and stuff. They so used to not standing up for black people that they would do anything to, just try to switch the topic when it comes to black people finally get something in this country. And a black person would turn down $5 million. I just want y'all to listen to me and hear the words that are coming out of my mouth now. See, it's these old niggas that's holding up the young dudes that actually trying to be in these leaders and trying to be in these positions of power. It's the old niggas like that don't need to be running nothing. They don't need to be running no organization. They don't even need to have the supervision of looking after folks' kids, let alone crossing the street without, a young person holding their hand. It's sort of like, when Joe Biden be having like a brain freeze, and you have to have somebody come get him. See, that's what some of these old niggas.
You stupid! I swear to God, boy.
Man, I like to on my channel for a couple of more days, so I'm doing stuff on my backup channel, EJ94. So, it's just good to come on here and just roast one of these old mothball smelling Negroes that smell like inspired Twizzlers and stuff. So it just goes to tell you that Negroes like that, they just need to sit in their rocking chair and drink that bottle of Ripple because they can't get with the real deal Holyfield that's going on out here within the grassroots. So old niggas like that just need to go on about their business, man. They've been buck dancing for the longest and they ain't bringing nothing to the table.
And speaking of old ninjas, right? We got the consummate old ninja himself, Jim Clyburn, holding his annual fish fry on April 28th. Now, me and my man, the 1LVZ, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if he'll be able to go. I wish he would go with me, but you know what I'm saying? We have plans on crashing that bastard right there. I have plans of going
Oh,
there and getting
how
my
can I?
huh?
I was saying, how can I show my support, brother? Because my birthday coming up April the 18th. I'm gonna drop you some donations, some gifts like Dr. Umar Johnson next week when I get paid. So I'll give you a little bit of change, to go up there and pull up on Jim Crack Point Fiber,
Yeah,
pull up on him like
you already know I'm gonna pull up on Jimmy Crack Corn Clyburn. It's on April 28th in Columbia, South Carolina. It goes down from 7 to 11, right? I gonna be right there. Get my two-piece of writer, I might have to get me a megaphone. Since my kids can't get no generational wealth, I'm gonna get me some two pieces of whiting and a Diet Coke.
last time. I
If
don't
we
think
gonna get
Negroes.
them reparations right here. So I'm gonna ask, hopefully, Jim, don't be on past Jim Clapper's bedtime and all that, because I need to talk to him. I need to confront that Bama for real. I need to confront him about why we can't get no reparations and all that, right? We can get two pieces of fish. We get some crab cakes. We get some French fries. You know what I'm saying? We get all that, right? We might even get all the Palmer, but we can't get no reparations. Go ahead, go ahead, fire away, Eric. You know what I'm saying? Fire away.
Yeah, man, it seems like old niggas like that still be drinking tap soda and stuff. So it doesn't surprise me that he'll be talking stupid stuff like that. But old Negroes like that, old ninjas. These the type of dudes that smell like expired mayonnaise and mothballs when you up close to them. Man. So it don't really surprise me that a dude like Jimmy Crack Corn Clyburn will be popcorn shuffling, for the white man. Because this just goes to say when you see dudes in pictures, holding his head, getting a pat on the back, getting a slap on his booty hole from, master, it just goes to tell you that these dudes out here don't mean us no damn good. I can be in a position of power and I can still do right for black people. Y'all might not agree with everything that I do, but I know right from wrong. I know that black Americans need reparations, and I know that y'all need to do something about these illegal immigrants coming into the country. Y'all do everything about that when it comes to these other people, but when black Americans even ask you for two nickels to rub together, oh, we don't got the money. Or why y'all fucking with me for, man? Why y'all messing with me for? Motherfucker, you in a position of power. I'm sorry, I thought you had something to do. I thought you had a position to do, sir. Obviously, you just been collecting checks like you've been collecting, you know, um, hand jobs from Kamala Harris for all these years. But this just goes to show you that old niggas like that who can just blow space dust out their nose don't mean us no harm. So I'm gonna just leave it at that, brother. And I will be supporting you when I get paid next week. And I can't wait. I wish I was a fly on some expired coleslaw. I wish I could just see you pull up on that man like Birdman. That would just be a legendary moment within YouTube history for your channel, brother.
Yeah, you already know, bro. You already know. Hey, I got to pull up old Mister, you know, Congressman from South Carolina representing the sixth congressional district, old nigga Jim Clyburn. You know what I'm saying? I gotta pull up on him, man. You know what I'm saying? I gotta do it. Now, speaking of which, now there's been a lot of butt dancing and shucking and jiving when it came to the woman, um, Barbara Bassett. Now, this the woman who's a weatherman in Mississippi. She got the nerve to go on TV one day talk about for shizzle my nizzle, and she got fired for it. And you got people running to her defense. The usual suspects like not Oprah Winfrey, Whoopi Goldberg, and Charlatan the fraud. I mean Charlemagne the God, and others. Right. So, what's your thoughts about We got these off code behavior from people out here who are so quick to throw us under the bus, and even quicker to come to Mammy's this this woman's defense, this white supremacist here.
I mean, it doesn't surprise me for Charlie Tender Fraud. This is the same dude who said he wanted his you know what bleep. So any black person talking about that is just downright sick. But with Whoopi Goldberg, whose body structure is built like a loaded busted baked potato, it doesn't really surprise me because, you know, when you look at movies like Color Purple, you know, movies that she's been in over the past couple of years, I mean, we loved and respected her in the beginning of her career, but, you know, seeing her on shows like The View and just doing unnecessary shit that just cause black people to shake their heads and just put their head down and such things. It just goes to tell you that Whoopi Goldberg is just in a lost place. You know, it's these old niggas that just need to sit down when it comes to a certain topic. They just need to have people out here who actually have the right mind in their brain to understand that there's certain shit you shouldn't be talking about. So it doesn't surprise me that a busted beer can built individual such as Whoopi Goldberg would be out here just talking out of the side of her I mean, one of her fat cells. So it just goes to say you gotta watch these. Oh,
Yeah, man, these old ninjas doing way too much. What's up, Jelly Bean? So to my man Jelly Bean in the building. Yeah, man, these old ninjas out here doing way too goddamn much. And then you got that lawyer, that chocolate milk that head having ass motherfucker, who's supposed to be this lawyer out here. You know, apparently there's some white woman out here being racist and all that. And this young ninja, this dude in my age group out here running to her defense and all that. Some lawyer, I don't even call out the Bama name, but he was dressing like Donald Trump. He was looking like he was he looking like Raphael Warnock, and he talking like the consummate house Negro. You seen that?
I think I know what you're talking about. I think Jason Black did something on that. Is this what
Yeah,
you're
he
talking about?
did. That black lawyer was running around here talking about doing all that butt dancing and all that.
Yeah, you know, raccoons gotta eat too. You know, when white folks done with their scraps and put it in the trash can, you know, Negroes like that just gotta come out and just dig through the trash. So it don't surprise me. So, you know, when you have some of these individuals who look like expired cups of milk, you always have one of these old Negroes or these middle aged um second childhood as dudes out here just wanting to, go over to the other side and, smell that mayonnaise. But I just goes to tell you that, dudes like Jason Black, they're gonna call them out and just put in that work on them. But when you try to put these dudes on your platform to explain themselves, it's like trying to ask a kid what two plus two is. Most of the time, these niggas might say goldfish, let alone four. So it doesn't surprise me that dudes like that who have YouTube channels who are just trying to come up by any means necessary. If that means that smelling their own, wet, or just being a dog under the whisper of white supremacy, it doesn't surprise me that dudes like that to be out here, trying to drive for Miss Curly. I mean Miss Davis, but same thing.
Yeah, I noticed he had that YouTube placket in the back. That means he was willing to do anything for a Klondike bar, and as a result of him doing anything for a Klondike bar, he got traffic. He got the traffic. Meanwhile, a person like me who real in the battlefield, trying to come up, right? Shit, do you think I get that same energy? You think I get that respect? No, but that's okay though, because the real ones is going to recognize real, and the fake ones are going to phase themselves out.
Yep, the real gonna stay real and the fake gonna stay fake, like a Kim Kardashian BBL. So this is going to show you that you gotta speak with real people, not only on YouTube but in real life. When it comes to dudes like this, and unstable creatures like Miss Hurley Payne, it just goes to tell you that these people don't mean us well. It just goes to tell you that we gotta stay on our A game and just have eyes behind our back. The streets is watching like always. You gotta watch out the raccoons and rat scurrying around, not only in New York City but everywhere within your environment because they so easy to sneak up on you. You just gotta, stay prepared.
Yeah. So yeah, man. All that. Yeah, man. I mean, these dudes out here, man. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up. And it always look. And it always around the time of reparations, man. Anytime we got reparations in the room, all this stupid stuff start coming out, man. You know what I'm saying? You got people talking about how we don't deserve it, and how people talk about, well, my family wasn't enslaved, and I didn't own any slaves, so well, I gotta pay reparations. I'm like, well, guess what? When you inherit the benefits, you also inherit its debts. So cut the shit and pay up. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at on that. All right, I'm gonna shift gears and we gonna talk some basketball, right? Because the Brooklyn Nets they shut down Ben Simmons for the rest of the year. Now here's my thoughts on that, right? Ben Simmons, look, I've been telling you guys this for months, right? If you follow my channel, you already know this because this ain't nothing new, right? Ben Simmons has been a massive disappointment, and clearly the Philadelphia 76ers won the trade, right? There's nothing at this point that Ben Simmons can do, barring a massive paradigm shift, that's going to save his NBA career. I think he's done. I think he's done in the NBA. You can point to injuries and all that, but as far as I'm concerned, uh, the Brooklyn Nets had enough of him, and there's no market or no team that's going to risk draft capital and or cash for this guy. He has no value at all. He's done. You know, he's a joke. This dude, pretty much ripped off a bunch of people and all that with this notion that I could just show up when I want to show up and play when I want to play, and I'm gonna dress like I'm auditioning for the Nickelodeon's Kids Choice Awards and all that. As far as I'm concerned, Ben Simmons, he's done. He's done. Got 2 more years and $80 million, and Brooklyn's gonna have to find a way to eat that. Gonna have to find a way to eat that because ain't nobody trade for Ben Simmons. He's done. Um, then you had the Sacramento Kings make the playoffs for the first time since 2006. Now, if you follow my channel, I called this way back in October last year that the Sacramento Kings was going to make the playoffs, and they did it by destroying the Portland Trailblazers, who pretty much waved the white flag on the season and all that. They shut down Damian Lillard for the rest of the year, so they're gonna get a look at a bunch of young guys, and Nurkic is another guy that they shut down too. So we'll see what happens out there in Portland or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? As they try to rebuild and Damian Lillard trying to get that championship out there in Portland or whatnot, right? But just know, I told y'all first when it was Cap, when it was LB, you don't know what you're talking about. When it was LB, you don't know nothing about basketball. LB, you just another guy here that just follows Ticket TV, right? Because that's another thing that goofy stuff people like to say, right? When it was all that, right? I told y'all first that the Sacramento Kings was going to make the playoffs. What's up, Nathan? So, congratulations to the Sacramento Kings for breaking that playoff drought and making me look like a savant. And Mike Brown's going to win Coach of the Year. Now, guess who else told you this first? I told y'all that first. When it was Cap, when it was LBU, know what you're talking about. When it's LBU, know nothing but basketball. Is when it was LB, all you do is listen to everything Ticket say. When all that nonsense that people out here was spouting. Who told y'all Mike Brown was going to win Coach of the Year? Me, this guy. Who told y'all that Sacramento was going to make the playoffs? Me, this guy. So once again, What's up, T Price? Salute to you, bro. Salute to the Sacramento Kings for making me look like a savant. Now, what else? Uh, the Dallas Mavericks. I told y'all when I did my breakdown of the Mavericks and the Lakers game. I told y'all back then when they made that acquisition for Kyrie Irving that was a bad trade, right? And what did I say? Outside of Kyrie and Luka Doncic, who else on that team that was going to beat you? Who else? It was a Stars and Scrubs lineup that was destined to fail. And this is no knock on Kyrie and Luka Doncic's individual game or whatever like that, right? It just didn't work. It just didn't work. And now you got fans blaming Kyrie Irving like Kyrie Irving is solely responsible for that. No, he's not solely responsible for why Dallas is sucking the way they do. Christian Wood can't get on the court because Jason Kidd literally got some kind of bias against him. Dwight Powell and Maxi Kleber, they need to be the first things out the door. Reggie Bullock, another guy. I mean, when you look at that makeup of that team, as I told y'all in that video, who was on that team that was going to beat you outside of Kyrie and Luka? And what did I also say? I also said that it was going to take Herculean efforts from Kyrie and Luka Doncic just for them to even be competitive, much less winning these games. They're out here losing to the Charlotte Hornets for crying out loud. A team that's clearly tanking. You can't be out here losing to the Charlotte Hornets and expect to be treated seriously. So that's where we at on that, man. You know, we got a little more than a week left in the NBA season. You got Brooklyn trying to stay out of the play in there like a half a game ahead of Miami, right? They got a really big game tonight against Atlanta. You know, Atlanta is right there in that play in at 500, right? And I also said that they were one of the more disappointing teams this year. I also said that they need to trade Trae Young. I was the first guy that came out and said that. Look, y'all need to follow me, bro. Look, I can't be right all the time, man. I called all this stuff out before it was popular. I called the whole thing about Trae Young being the common denominator for what's wrong in Atlanta. I called all this stuff before it happened. If you follow me, you'll be the first to know. So when the news come out weeks or months later, you'll be like, man, LB already told us that, man. LB called this out way beforehand. And that's why these mainstream media outlets don't like us as content creators. They don't. They don't like a guy like me coming online and be able to accurately predict what's going to happen weeks and months in advance. And then when it finally comes out, it's like, oh man, LB called that out months ago. Because see, when we have foresight, right? And people be like, oh man, LB, man, that's cap. You know what you talk about, man? That's cap. And then when they come out later on, these same people is gonna come back around and apologize for saying, "Oh man, LB, man, you know I was wrong with what you said, man." They're not gonna do that because they ain't got no honor, integrity, or any kind of class about them. So I like I like the where the NBA is going, right? Be on the lookout for some firings, man. You know what I'm saying? If you follow my channel, I might do another video. Maybe I might get T Price, Too Raw, you know what I'm saying? Some of the other brothers on here. And we're gonna break down who these coaches that are not gonna have a job next year. You already saw two dominoes already fail, and Nick McMillan and who's the other coach that got fired? Another coach that got fired before Nick McMillan. Um, who's the other coach that got fired? I can't remember it off the top of my head right now. Who's that other coach that got fired in the during the season? What's up, Gideon?
So,
Hey, who was that other coach that got fired in the during the season this year?
let's see. Nate McMillan got fired. Steve Nash got fired.
It was Steve Nash. Yep,
Steve
it was
Na-
Steve Nash.
Steve
7
Nash.
games into the year.
Mm-hmm. It was actually it was 7 games into the year. They were 2-5, to start the year, and then they hired Jacques Vaughn. Then they lost to the Bulls that on TNT that one night to start 2-6. Yeah.
Yeah, so we already had 2 coaches that got fired. Now, come the off season, you got to look at guys like Dwayne Casey. You got to look at the Bulls coach, Billy Donovan. You got to look at who else is on the hot seat?
Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd might be on the hot seat. A few months ago, that was almost unfathomable that he was on the hot seat. But now, that seat got a little warm.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Steve Clifford from the Hornets stepped down. I thought that was a bad hire from the word go.
Mm.
Let me see who else.
You think Ty Lue's on the hot seat? I know PG's
definitely on the hot seat.
Monty Williams.
Yep, Monty Williams. Because as I alluded to, they got a new owner coming in next year. Typically, when you get a new owner, he wants to bring in his own people and all that, right? So yeah, definitely Monty Williams on the hot seat with Matt Ishbia coming in for the Suns.
Right. By the way, welcome back. By the way.
Yeah, man. It's good to be back, man. All right, Eric. Hey, man. I'm gonna hit you up on the flip side, Eric. Salute to my man Eric Johnson. Go subscribe to this channel, EJ1994, because his main channel is on under restriction right now. But anyway, so you got who else?
What about let me see.
Doc Rivers? Doc Rivers on the hot seat too.
I agree.
Steven Silas of Houston, because hey, salute to you, fam. Hey, salute. Thanks for tuning in. SR, salute to you as well.
Right. Do you think Darvin Ham's on the hot seat if the Lakers don't make the playoffs?
No.
Okay.
No.
Chris Finch?
Who?
Let's say somehow the Wolves don't make the playoffs. What about Chris Finch?
No.
Okay.
Let me see. Who? Nick Nurse might be another name that pops up.
Possible.
Because you all year you've been hearing complaints about roles and trades and all that, especially with Fred VanVleet. Fred VanVleet wants out of Toronto. That's why he turned down that 4-year max extension.
Mm-hmm.
And then he hires Clutch as his agent.
That's true.
And then Ben Simmons fired Clutch as his agent.
Yep.
And, like I said, Ben Simmons, he's trash, man. As far as I'm concerned, he's damaged goods, man. I mean, there's really not much more to say about that. Not that you guys haven't known already, because I had you listen to my channel. I told you all the stuff on Jump Street. They, the media just now coming out saying that, oh man, Ben Simmons is done. I'm like, duh, it took you that long to figure that out? Or y'all were holding out on hope that he was going to come around, somehow turn it around, right?
Yeah,
I
Ben
told
Simmons
y'all
lacks
this
so much heart.
months ago. Huh?
Ben Simmons lacks so much heart. It's not even funny. It's
Yeah,
sad.
yeah, man. He's gonna go down one of the you know, tragic stories in the NBA, man.
Hmm. What about Mike? I know the Bucks won the title in 2021. What about Mike Budenholzer? Let's say some of the Bucks lose way too soon. You think he's on a hot seat?
Nope.
Okay,
Now I tell you now, despite them having the best record in the West, Mike Malone is on the hot seat though. He
agreed.
should, if you ask me, he should have been fired 3 years ago.
Mm, mm, right, right. And speaking of teams, and I want to ask you one question: what teams do you think have a lot to prove come April, May, and June?
Philadelphia, the team that stand out right there is Philadelphia. Look, how many years we gonna talk about James Harden and Joel Embiid coming up short in the playoffs and all that,
Good point.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's like, what's up, Reese Rolex? You say how many games they actually played together? Not a whole lot.
Yeah, Milwaukee's been in a hospital bed all year. Yeah.
Same thing with Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with Dallas. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
they say, well, they need time to come together. Well, shit, time is running out. So when I think about all that, man, it's just like but yeah. Who is we talking about again? Oh yeah,
Yeah, teams
um,
that need to break through in the playoffs. Yeah,
Denver, right?
agreed.
Even though I don't buy Denver as this team that's going to make the NBA Finals, but you got Jamal Murray, and Jokic been there for years, along with Mike Malone, and they got to the conference finals a few years ago in the bubble, but
Mm-hmm.
it's been a regression since then. It was a second round exit. They got swept in the year Phoenix made the playoffs. Then last year they lost in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they need to do something. So you got Denver, you got Philadelphia, Boston's another team, even though they made the finals last year. But you got a lot of people expecting them to win the championship this year. You got a lot
Agreed.
of prognosticators and pundits saying that this team is going to come out the East again. Um,
Agreed. Me, Phoenix. I gotta put Phoenix on that list. Me, Phoenix, the LA Clippers. I gotta put those two teams on that list, in my opinion. Phoenix and the
mhm.
LA Clippers. Yeah. I got what about Memphis? We throw in Memphis in there?
Yeah, you throw Memphis in there, but I'm not sold on Memphis and all that. Um, and if you want a good indicator on who is going to be an NBA Finals threat versus a pretender, look at the record. Uh, if you're going, because ESPN has this, right?
Hmm.
Um, if you go on ESPN and you go to the standings and you go to expanded standings, right?
Hmm.
And you look at the teams versus teams above 500 versus teams below 500.
Hmm.
Look at the record of all the contending teams, right?
Hmm.
Look at their record against teams that's above 500, and that should give you a good indicator of who's a contender versus who's a pretender,
Well,
right?
Memphis. Well, 500 teams are better. Memphis is 22 and 22. Yeah.
Yeah. So that tells you right there that Memphis is going to be a pretender.
Right. 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 What? Ooh. What about a team that I want to ask you a question? What team do you think people are putting their Z's on, sleeping on? I think people are sleeping on Sacramento. They proved me wrong all year. You?
So I told you ever since October they was going to make the playoffs. So I mean, I'm not going to go back on them now.
Man,
I told you, hey, didn't I not tell you that since October? I
you
told
did.
everybody that.
You did, and the price was right not only for you, but the price was right for the Kings. I mean, they finally got King royalty in Golden One Center. I mean, think about it, most road wins for the first time since 2005, most wins in general for the first since 2006. They're great transition defense. They move the ball to get in transition very well. They have depth on that team. They guys who can finish at the rim. Sabonis, Fox has been great. Keegan Murray, first rookie ever to hit most threes. You know what I'm trying to say? Hit most threes in a rookie season, surpassing Donovan Mitchell, and he's very versatile too. Keegan Murray, Harrison Barnes has been big. Kevin Huerter's been huge. Malik Monk, Terrence Davis. Do not be surprised, bro. If the Kings make the Western Conference Finals, don't be surprised, bro.
But and look, it might be surprising to y'all, but it wasn't shocked to me because I was the first one that called this out. So, so you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, I'm just going to go ahead and take my victory lap, right? I was going to go
Wow,
ahead and take my victory lap because I
wow.
called this out back in October.
And you were right. You and Mark Spears were right on the money on the Kings. Yeah,
Yeah, man, you know what I'm saying? And that and that debunks this notion that Mike Brown was only successful because of LeBron James. You know what
mm-hmm,
I'm saying?
mm-hmm. That is true though. That is true though. And what I want to ask you, I know Julius Randle's injured right now with the ankle injury suffered against the Heat. But let's see if New York is healthy. How far do you think the Knicks go in the playoffs though, if they get a healthy Julius Randle?
Second round.
Okay.
I don't see them beat Milwaukee. Now, if they get Boston, though, that might be a little interesting because the Knicks have beaten Boston this year.
Yeah, New York is beating them 3 times. Yeah.
Yeah, now that shouldn't be an indicator of what happens in the series or whatever.
True.
But Jalen Brunson, I gotta give it. You know, I was a little. Now, this is one thing I was wrong about. I thought the Knicks overpaid for Jalen Brunson, but Jalen Brunson been balling his ass off this year, bro.
He's been big. Playmaking, he's been big. Getting to the lane, posting up in the block. His baseline fadeaway has been huge. His 3 ball has been on point. His elbow jump shot, the nail, he's been clutch. And he's drawing a lot of charges, though. Man, sacrificing his body. And not just that, he's been injured all year and he's still tough, man. Dude's a bulldog. And not just that, getting Josh Hart. I love the Josh Hart move. What do you think about that?
Well, he don't bring no offensive game, but he does bring defense. Really stellar, and they, you know, of course, that's Thibodeau's color card. You know, anyone who's willing to, play defense and do the stuff that won't show up on stat sheets and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Them the kind of players Thibodeau loves and all.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's a versatile defender at that.
Great versatile defender, and he's an underrated playmaker too. He can pass too.
Yeah, but they don't bring him there for that though. I mean, not saying that he can't do it, but when you think about
Josh Hart,
when you think about Josh Hart, that was a nice little pickup at the deadline.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see, Joe Mazzulla. Nobody thought that Joe Mazzulla was going to take this team and have them top 3 in the East.
That's true. 53-24, and they absolutely, annihilated the Bucks. Man, made deer stew out of the Bucks last night. 41-point thrashing at Pfizer Forum. They're only 2 games behind the Bucks for the number 1 seed, and they beat Milwaukee twice this season. I have a bold prediction. If they're healthy, I mean, we'll just see what happens. If they're healthy, I said this for a while, and I'm sticking by my pick. I think the Celtics, if healthy, are going to win the title. I just think they're deep. I just think that final loss is going to revitalize them. I know they've been up and down all year, I understand there's times to turn the ball over. I understand they take too many jump shots, but I just think their versatility, their length, their size. I think Joe Mazzulla's done a very good job. Tatum, after he started off hot, then went to a cold spell, but he's starting to play like an MVP again. Jaylen Brown is starting to play like has been phenomenal. Marcus Smart, Blake Griffin, Mike Muscala, Al Horford, Time Lord has been big time. Derek White. They're great defensively, getting to the passing lanes. They've passed the ball very well to get into transition. I mean, I just think Boston fully healthy is going to be a tough out. My bold prediction, well, it may not sound bold, but you know what I'm saying? I have a weird feeling that the Celtics are going to win the championship if they're healthy.
Well, I mean, it's going, you know, it's going, it's going to be interesting. This, you know, that's why, you know, that's why I'm looking forward to these playoffs, man. Once we get the play-in nonsense out the way, and we can actually get to the playoffs and all. The playoff starts April 15th, by the way. I think we're going to see a lot of good matchups. You know, we're going to see the scoring is not going to be as robust.
Right.
You're going to see it's going to be some really good playoffs, man. I can't wait, man.
True. And D-Love asked us a question. Do you think anyone else will leave the Celtics before next season? What do you think?
One person that might be a goner is Jaylen Brown. You know, his recent comments, you know, is raising questions, so to speak, about his status with the Boston Celtics.
Right.
I don't know, but maybe Malcolm Brogdon, he might leave.
Good point.
Derek White might leave, but then these guys might resign too. So you really don't know, but we can speculate.
True. Al Horford could retire. Who knows if they win? Yeah.
Yeah. If they win, Al Horford is definitely retiring.
Yeah. Right.
Because you know he'll have and then you know because he'll have an NCAA championship under his belt, and he have an NBA Finals under his belt.
Right. Ooh, but there's one team that I don't think we're talked about enough as the defending champion, Golden State Warriors. What is your gut feeling about Golden State this year, though? What's your gut feeling about the Warriors? How far do you think they'll go in the playoffs this year? Looking at them.
If they don't have Andrew Wiggins, they ain't got no shot.
Wow. I mean, you don't give them any. I'm not saying they'll win, but you don't give them any % chance. Not even 1%.
Nope.
So okay, right. If the season were to end right now, to be playing Sacramento, what will your feeling be to would have played Sacramento in the first round?
They might can beat Sacramento. Yeah, they have a chance of beating Sacramento, but
and then they'll be playing Memphis in the second round. Yeah,
but I would like Sacramento in that series, especially because Golden State's proven they can't win games on the road all year, and when you're that low, you're that of a low seed, then what you're gonna have to do is steal some games on the road.
That's true. And winning in Golden One Center in Sacktown, like the beam. It's been tough to win at Golden One Center. And also, the Kings do like to run a lot, though. The Warriors don't run a lot. The Kings do like to run a lot. So that's the thing there too. And that's the thing there too. And White Marie said Luka doesn't need Kyrie. Kyrie is watching, trying to get a mass contract. He don't deserve. What do you think about that comment?
First of all, Kyrie is not washed. And it just doesn't that dynamic between those two just didn't work.
Yes, horrible.
But in no way, shape, form, or fashion, Kyrie Irving is washed. I don't agree with that at all.
Yeah, that's kind of disrespectful there. Yeah.
Go, motherfucker. Yeah, you keep running your mouth, you motherfucker. You better keep driving, bitch. My bad, Gideon. You know what I'm saying?
You're good.
some saltine king want to create some drama. I got some drama for that ass. If he
Ah,
tries,
right. You're good, man. You're good in the hood, man. You're good in the hood. Well, Luca and Kyrie together, it's like, how can I say? It's kind of like dog and chocolate. It's kind of like your French fries with mayo on top. It's yuck, nasty. Yuck. It doesn't
well,
fit though.
this the thing, right? Um, you needed a. People said that Luka Doncic needed a second score, and to some degree, there was some truth to that. But you had one, and Jalen Brunson last year, and for whatever reason, you let him go to the Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then you got another guy who's a competent scorer at Christian Wood, but Jason Kidd won't play him no minutes.
They don't use him right. They don't use Christian Wood right. Yeah.
So I don't know if it's Jason Kidd's ego. I don't know if I don't know what the deal was with that, but but with you can't have a guy that you traded for rotting on the bench, man.
Agreed. And another problem with the Mavs into why this team's pretty much stuck in NBA hell at this point. 1-4-9 together. Did you notice this team lost to the Pacers, Wolves without Cat, Hornets twice? Are you kidding me? I mean, like this team doesn't defend the ball. They don't move the ball. They take too many threes. They don't attack the basket. They just don't take mid-range shots. Also, Luca and Kyrie just play your turn, my turn basketball. Reggie Bullock, he's been horrible. He's been horrible. Tim Hardaway's been inconsistent. Maxi Kleber's been a disaster, man. I mean, Jason Kidd doesn't know what he's doing, man. How do you think the Mavs make the playoffs, man, or no? What's your feeling, man? I don't think they will.
Nope.
You?
Nope. Nope. They got 6 games left, and the only game I see them really winning is the game against the Spurs, and that's it.
Yeah. You don't even see them being the Hawks, maybe?
Nope. Nope.
Right. And if they don't make the playoffs, you think Kyrie's gonna bounce, in your opinion?
Yep.
Some people say if he leaves, he goes to the Lakers. Do you agree with that?
I don't agree with that.
Then what do you think? Okay, then where do you think he'll go, though, in your opinion, if he were to leave? What's your feeling?
I don't know. Word is that he might get blackballed.
Right, I got that. But another team that don't get enough respect, the OKC Thunder. What do you think about Oklahoma City?
I think they're a young team on the rise.
Yep. They're the 10 seed right now. They're only 1 game behind Minnesota for 8. They're only 1 game behind New Orleans for 7. They're only 2 games behind Golden State for 6. Man, Josh Giddey's been great. SGA's been out the last few games, but he's been phenomenal. Jalen Williams, J-Dub has been phenomenal. The big boy, the other Jalen Williams can stretch the floor, can finish. Lou Dort's been big defensively, can hit the big time 3. Isaiah Joe can struggle from 3, can finish at the rim. Athletic though. Darius Sarge has been big off the bench. The Thunder, like you said, nice young talent on that team, man. I mean, Aaron Wiggins, man. Mark Donna's an underrated coach, man. I want to ask you, if OKC makes the playoffs, though, what do you think they have a legit chance to get out the first round if they make the playoffs, depending on matchup?
You say Gideon?
All right. If OKC makes the playoffs, though, if the Thunder, I'm not saying they will, but if they do make the playoffs, do you think they have a legit chance to get out the first round?
No.
Even if they play a team like a Sacramento?
No.
Okay.
They're not getting out the first round.
Okay.
So
okay.
On that note, I got to get up out of here. I got to take care of some business because I'm
All right.
about to travel here in a little bit. So I gotta wrap some things up and take care of some business. But hey, man, thanks for coming on, Gideon,
You're welcome.
and I'll catch you on the flip side. If you guys not subscribing to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. If you want to donate, there's my Cash App, there's my PayPal. If you want to donate to my channel, also, if in the event my YouTube channel ever comes under attack, this is my backup channel right here, Burning Hot Topics. This is my backup channel. Please subscribe to that channel right there, right? And
Very hot topic. Subscribe to that channel, please, and subscribe to the Last Laugh podcast too. Nice.
and last but definitely not least, shouts out to the mighty Lions Den basketball community. This your man. Scream at me. All right.